Have you ever noticed when you feel run down, bloated, or just off that you are way more likely to skip your workout, eat comfort food, and tell yourself you'll start again Monday? Well, today I'm gonna go over 3 simple actions that you can take in the next 24 hours to feel noticeably better so you can kickstart your journey, or you can just keep it going on a good rhythm without waiting for motivation to strike. Excited to do this with you today. If you're here with me live or on recording, like this video, comment below so I know you're here. I'll check back with the comments if there is anyone here during the live so we can get a little give and take going here, because I hate talking at you. I want this to be immersive to the best of my ability. So, without further ado, let's lower the music and let's get right in. Some of the music might have cut off, but it's all good. Let's hop in. Let me also just refresh this so it's recaptured. Awesome. So why does this matter? Why does feeling better first become your secret weapon? Well, it's pretty simple. Energy drives action. When you feel good, you do good, right? And willpower is helpful sometimes. But to be honest, we never want to rely on willpower to get you to your goal. We only want to have, ideally, you be pulled towards your goal, and you only do that when you feel good. So how do we feel good? Well, really quick, we'll get into that, but when your energy and mood improve, your choices automatically follow. No more forcing yourself to exercise or eat well. You'll actually start to want to, which may sound crazy, but that's the difference when you switch from push motivation to more pull. It'll help you break the Monday cycle, right? When we have these little quick wins that we're going to put into place, they're going to help you create momentum that breaks the I'll start Monday trap, or the whole week is ruined, right? Which goes back to the infinite game mindset. And have you just make small improvements that compound rapidly. And then lastly, just sustainable change, right? Feeling good is the foundation of lasting transformation. When we're pushing, that comes from a place of anger or grit. A muscle can only stay flexed forever. Eventually, we're going to get tired. And if we get tired and we're relying on willpower, we stop. And we get sad. So when we make healthy choices and you feel better immediately, they start to become self-reinforcing, especially when they are low pain, low effort, high result actions, which we have talked about a lot in this group. So the best part is these specific strategies work regardless of your current fitness level and deliver results within 24 hours. So let's go. Here's your 24-hour transformation roadmap, right? We're condensing it down as much as possible. But over the next 3 slides, I'm just going to show you what you can do in the next 24 hours to dramatically improve how you feel, right? Physically, emotionally. That's really the name of the game. So let's do it. Number 1, physiology shift. You may have heard me say before, but if you want to change your state, if you want to change your emotion, you have to get in motion. If you want to change your emotion, you have to change your motion. And one of the easiest ways to do this, change your physiology. Your body chemistry directly impacts how you feel, and you can change it within minutes. A lot of us know that when we take something exogenous, like a pill or a hormone, we can feel different. But you can actually change your biochemistry simply by moving your body or by controlling your body. And here's 3 ways. Number 1 is box breathing. You're probably familiar with the whole idea. We sit, we breathe. 4 seconds in. We hold 4 seconds. And we exhale for 8. As we do that, that gets you out of your head and back into your body. Changes your biochemistry so you can get to a point where now we're shifting out of fight or flight, out of your sympathetic nervous system, and shifting just for a moment into your parasympathetic. Now, of course, this is just one technique. Second thing you can do is drink water, right? The hydration flood, if you will. Drink 16 ounces of water, pinch of salt. You can do a squeeze of lemon if you want for the electrolytes. You can do this immediately upon waking, but you can also do it at any time during the day. If you just need a break, go, drink the water. And the benefits of water, they're so foundational. There's 3 things we focus on when you start your transformation: sleep, water, protein. The reason water has one of those places is your cells are 70% water. Every cell in your body, the stuff that makes you up, is 70% water. If you don't have the water in those cells, or your body is missing cells, or your body is missing water, it's going to strip the water from anywhere it can in your body And as a result, your brain's not going to work as clearly, right? You're going to have brain fog. A lot of the brain fog that we experience can be fixed with water. Crazy, right? Not all of it, but a lot of it. And then number 3, 5-minute movement, right? When you move your body, you get out of your head and into your heart. You start moving your body, whether it's dancing, stretching, walking, you just, put on some music, shake your hips a little bit, whatever it takes. For me, I have a couple songs that I choose from, and I have like these sticks, and I'll like hit the sticks together. I'll wake up, whatever it takes. I like to do it before I start my calls for the day with clients, or before I do a live here, which actually I didn't do today, but doesn't seem like I need it. So something to get you moving. And I promise you, when you feel better, you'll make a better decision. So these are 3 super simple actions that you can use to reset your nervous system and just get you feeling better. Because when you feel better, you do better. Step 2, environmental reset. Now, your environment shapes your choices far more than willpower ever will. These simple environment tweaks make healthy decisions the path of least resistance. Look, I've been fitness minded for over 20 years. I promise you that if my wife puts something yummalicious into the fridge or out in the open, like a cake, and it's the end of the day and I'm hungry and I haven't eaten dinner yet, look, I'm going to eat that cake. And I'm going to do it because I don't deprive myself. But at the same time, that's not good if I do that every day and it's always there. So what is the rule we have in our house? Don't bring it in the house. That's our rule. So we can eat whatever we want, but we have a couple rules, right? Like we always got to get our protein in, our water in, and we don't bring it in the house. On Saturday, we all went and got ice cream at Ben & Jerry's. Delicious. But that's not an everyday occurrence. And if we want ice cream on a Tuesday and we just weigh it out, we're like, all right, we got to drive 10 minutes there. We got to eat 10 minutes back. It's an hour just to eat ice cream. Like, I don't really want it that bad. Never mind. Not today. I'll wait for Saturday. So the occurrence of essentially making healthier choices goes up. So my recommendation here, remove visible snacks from one, visibly. So like in your kitchen. Number 2, easy to find places. So when you open the cupboard, don't have it there. You can still have it in the house if you really want to, but I don't. But you can put it just out of plain sight into a third cabinet or into a closet that you never look at, and then make healthy habits easier. Put a bowl of fruit right there on your counter, right? Bowl of fruit, maybe some nuts, whatever is going to lead you to make a choice that is better, or even cut vegetables, whatever it is. The other piece too is just have it available. So like on Sunday, cut up your vegetables, cut up your peppers, whatever it is, just leave them in your fridge. So when you open the fridge, it's a lot better. And number 2, workout staging. It's just setting intention. When you set intention, there's an 80% higher likelihood that you follow through. That's profound. So if you're setting out the clothes the night before, if you know that, okay, I'm going to be working out Monday at 6 a.m., if you have a split shift because you're a nurse, I'm working Wednesday at 6 p.m. or working out Wednesday at 6 p.m. I'm going to do Saturday before the kids start their sports, whatever it is. You have to set the intention, because even if you don't follow the plan, that's not the point. The point is your likelihood of follow through goes up way higher. And that's what we're trying to do. The goal here is not to be perfect. The goal here is to have a higher occurrence of healthy, positive, results-based actions. And that's how you win. And last one is just protein prep. So, prepare one high protein, whether it be a meat. I said snack here, but it could be a high protein snack. It could also just be your high protein source, whether it's a meat if you're not going to be cooking. Just small things. This doesn't always work for everybody. Some people, how can I say this? Some people like to make everything fresh, and that's okay. The key is never just taking what I say as this is the best way to do something. These are just ideas. And then what you have to do is test and iterate. You have to be able to say, okay, I did this thing that I thought would work. It kind of worked, but how could I make it better? And then all you're trying to do when it comes to transform your body and sustaining it forever is consistently improve upon the system until eventually enough time goes by that you have a perfect system that can get you through any season of life. And when I say perfect, I don't mean 100% you're always adhering. Perfect for you might be it allows you to follow it 80% of the time or 85% of the time. What type of body would you have if you followed what you were supposed to be doing 85% of the time? A great one. very healthy one, a very physique cut one. I don't know, whatever you want to say. Hopefully that makes sense. And then last one is just a mindset reframe. So this final step addresses mental barriers that keep you stuck in the I'll start Monday cycle. There's something I didn't even write down here that I want to give you. I had written down focus on today only, right? Because ultimately, what do we have control over? This moment. That's it. You know, the past we don't have any control over. The future we can influence, but we can't actually control until we can influence by this moment. So everything comes down to this moment now. Everything else is just illusion, essentially. Stories we make up in our head. So if we want to control now, we ask ourselves, what's the one thing I can do today or now that would make me feel proud, that would make me go in the right direction? Why proud? Why specifically proud? Well, pride is the opposite of guilt. And when we think about the guilt cycle, when we think about the emotions that stop a lot of us when we start this journey and we fall off, it's because we feel guilty. I should have done more. I could have done more. And now I feel bad, even though you're doing way more than you did last week or last month. What if we could get off that guilt cycle altogether and replace it with pride? What do you feel like the likelihood is that you'll stay on path? Way higher. Write down 3 things that you'll do for your body, 3 things that I wrote this a little funny, but you can take this one of 2 ways. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. As you write down, and I apologize, you guys can't see what I can see. Boop, now you can. So write down 3 things that you're grateful for. This can help you not just shift your biochemistry, but again, it makes you feel better. And when you feel better, you do better, right? If you're grateful, you are calm. If you're grateful, you cannot be fearful and angry simultaneously. And then big piece to this too is sleep priority. A lot of times I talk to clients when they're first getting started and they say like, or maybe even I take them over as a client, which happened recently. I took over a good handful of clients and they were feeling like, oh my gosh, like I'm not motivated. Like I have a motivation problem. But then whether they're just starting or they've been on for a while, we look at sleep and we go, well, your sleep is like, you know, let's say 4 or 5 hours a night, 6 hours a night. And you're like working yourself to the bone. This isn't a motivation problem. This is a recovery problem. And if we can just get the base more solid, meaning the foundation stronger by sleeping, you're going to be able to feel more pulled to these actions. It won't feel like a mental block anymore, right? Because sometimes we feel guilty when we're exhausted and we're like, I know I should be working out, but I can't. And we feel bad. And then that's a negative emotion that makes us feel worse and drains our energy even further. That sucks. So what if we could just fix that altogether, right? What if we could not have the negative emotion because we feel motivated enough to do the action and they're replaced with positive emotions of pride because you started to sleep? Crazy. So yeah, sleep priority. It's the number one thing that I focus on with every single person until it's at least at 6.5 hours, probably 7, before we do anything else. Because nothing else matters. It doesn't matter what else we put on an action until your sleep is there, because the likelihood of follow through goes down dramatically and the sustainability of it goes down. Sleep is the most important thing. You will hear me say that until the end of time. Promise you. And like, not to mention, it makes fat loss easier. It regulates your hormones. Like, makes you less craving for food. Like, there's so many things that regulate with good sleep. And you feel better. So this mindset shift transforms your relationship with your body from criticism to partnership. I like that. That's cool. All right, let's keep going. So the first 7 days. If I were to break this down to 7 days, here's what I would probably do. I would say days 1 and 2, just implement the 3 steps above. That's it. Easy peasy. What are the 3 steps? Well, let's go back. Physiology shift. Oh, so funny. Whew. Bam. Physiology shift. Environmental resets, physiology shift, environmental reset, and mindset reframe. That is so funny. It just keeps making me restart the capture. Boop. So day 1, I would say just focus on those 3 actions. Day 2, you're going to add intentional input. I'm kind of glossing over this, but this is probably one of the most profound pieces. If you want to change your results long term, and I'm raising my voice to make sure that I reach the people in the back of the room right now. If you want to change your results long term, You have to change your actions. Everybody knows this, obviously. But if you want to change your actions long term, you have to change your thinking. Okay, but how do we change our thinking? You have to change your input. Now, this right now, as you're listening, believe it or not, is input. I am giving you ideas. I'm putting things into your head, empowering or disempowering, mainly empowering. I would say always empowering, right? And by doing that, you are shifting your thinking. What is your thinking? Your thinking is your set of beliefs, what you believe is possible, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about the actions you're going to do and the likelihood of success you're going to have. If you believe that you will take action and you will get results, if you believe that you are worthy, if you believe all of these beliefs, you will take action. And if you take action long enough, and if they don't work, you just change your approach because you, again, have a belief that if I don't get what I want, if I don't get the results, it's because I just need to tweak my actions. And I'm playing an infinite game anyway, so what's it matter if I get to my goal in 1 year or 2 years? Because I'm just going to want to maintain this afterwards anyway. Then I promise you, you'll get the results and keep them forever. So hopefully that makes sense. So what you're going to do is listen to 15 minutes. That's it. More if you can. The more you listen to, the better it's going to go. And I'll tell you why in a second. But 15 minutes of empowering podcast or video that shifts your emotional state and negates inner chatter. All of us have a record player within our mind. The thinking that is just on a freaking loop about what we believe about the world, ourselves, our family, our body, our emotions, our relationships, our finances, our career, whatever. It's on a loop. And 90% of the thoughts that you have today will be the same ones you had yesterday, unless you consciously change it. And that's what this allows you to do. Every day you should stand guard at the door of your mind and feed it something good. I remember I was asked a while back, hey, like, if you could choose between giving somebody their immediate goal, you snap their fingers, they're there, and they lose 50 pounds like that, or B, you don't change their body at all by snapping your fingers, but you change their mindset, you change their set of beliefs and their thinking, what would you change? And a lot of people would change, obviously, the body, because then they would say, well, I'll feel motivated to keep going once I'm there. But I would say the opposite. It's your mind. I would change your mind. Because the body follows the mind. And even though we might feel like, oh, I'd be really motivated if I got to my goal, well, look at anybody who gets liposuction or anybody who gets really anything, we'll say, quick fix. What happens? Generally, they're not very motivated to continue afterwards because they have this, I'll say, law of familiarity that comes into place, right? And as this law of familiarity comes into place, they aren't willing to do the work to maintain it, so they just gain the weight back. And this is why so much fluctuation, or one of the reasons so much fluctuation happens. So we have to change the mind. The body follows the mind, always. All right, so I would listen 15 minutes. Where do you do it? Great question. Use net, no extra time. Do it when you're driving to work. Do it when you're taking a shower. Do it when you're cooking dinner. Whatever. As long as it doesn't take away from family interaction. Just do it. And I promise you'll feel better. Because one of the greatest things that will stop your transformation is negative self-talk. So if you were to take a second right now and say your self-talk is lower than a 5, 1 being super negative, 10 being super positive, if it's lower than a 5, you need to fix that first. Guaranteed. Okay? Let's keep going. And then days 7 and 8, I would focus on a nutrition upgrade, just 1 piece of protein at each meal and trying to have something more consistent through the day so you have more balanced blood sugars, so you have more balanced nervous system regulation. Because when you eat, your body does tend to shift into a parasympathetic response, which is what we want. So it makes it easier to lose weight because we're stuck in a sympathetic response. It makes weight loss extremely hard. Because, right, depending on the state of your nervous system will determine the hormones that are being secreted in your body. Everyone knows cortisol makes it hard to lose fat. Well, what's associated with cortisol? A sympathetic nervous system, being in a sympathetic response. Well, what lowers cortisol? A parasympathetic nervous system, being in a parasympathetic response. How do you do that? Gratitude. How do you do that? You shift your focus. and you shift your focus by listening to new input, right? Hopefully all this is connecting and making sense. Or just listen to other podcasts that I do too, and it will all make sense. Hopefully it does. I want to try to keep these podcasts super short, action-oriented. Please let me know if this was beneficial at all in the comments. Like it. You can share it, I guess, if it's on Spotify or YouTube, if it's helpful. And just let me know too if this resonates. I only want to make content that resonates with this community because I'm not up here just to like chat about nothing or chat for my own benefit. I want to make sure that you guys are getting something out of it. So if you're not already working with us and you want some help personalizing a transformation plan based upon where you actually are today, not just some cookie cutter thing, then book a call with me personally. I'll meet with you. We'll identify your starting point, main motivators, so you can start to create massive internal drive to achieving it. So less willpower is needed. We'll craft a plan around your likes and your dislikes so you can get to your ideal body without adding resistance to your life. It should feel easy. It should feel easy getting to your final goal. If everything you've done in the past feels like a fight, it feels hard, you have to grit your teeth to get there, it's not sustainable. I pause for dramatic effect to let that sink in. And you don't have to take my word for it, but I've worked with over 1,000 women one-on-one. I've been a coach for over 15 years one-on-one, and I've seen a lot. And the people that grind their way, even if they're grinding from trauma, it's not enjoyable, right? So they might even maintain, but it's maintaining from like hate. No one wants to maintain from self-hate. That's terrible. It's no quality of life. So yes, it is possible, but it's not a life anyone would want to live. And then of course, see if one-on-one coaching could help you get there faster and guaranteed. I'll drop the link somewhere above below. You can go check it out. But hopefully this was helpful, guys. I will see you on Wednesday. And I love you all. Let's keep going. Transform the body and sustain it forever. We're all on our path. Give me a flex in the comments if this was helpful. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's get a good flex. Ah! Okay, bye.